feeling our lower belly and our chest expand. And emptying our lower belly, feeling the warm air come through our nostrils. And just continuing like this for a few breaths at your own pace. Allowing every inhale to relax your body, breathing in calmness and lightness. And allow every exhale to release any tension you feel and ground you. And if you feel your mind wandering, don't approach it with resistance. Just gently move your attention back to your breath and use your breath as a sort of anchor. This is something that we can use throughout the practice whenever we find ourselves wandering in thought. Just coming back to the breath, coming back to the body. And whenever you're ready, you can gently open your eyes. And we'll start warming up our joints before we really start moving around. So first we'll start with our neck, bringing our right ear to our right shoulder, stretching the left side of the neck, and gently moving backwards. Chin comes towards the sky. Moving our left ear to our left shoulder. Feeling the stretch in the right side. And then bringing our chin to our chest forward. We're going to continue this motion a little faster. And if it feels good to you, you can make it a little more of a circular motion. Just noticing where you might feel extra tension. Maybe giving it some extra attention. And now we're just going to do the same thing on the other side. So bringing the left ear to the left shoulder. And back. Right shoulder. And forward. And again here, if you want, you can close your eyes and make it a more circular motion. Now we're going to do something similar with the shoulders. So we're going to start first backwards. We're going to lift our shoulders together, bring them back, down, and forward. Up, back, down, and forward. And here too, you can make it more round. Just warming up the shoulder joints and the other direction. From here, we're going to circle the wrist. So we're going to put both wrists out in front of us and make a fist and start circling them outwards. Hope you can see me properly. Okay. And maybe now the other direction. And shake them out. Now let's lift our arms up together on the inhale. And then the exhale, we're going to lower either our right palm to the ground or our right forearm Inhale, reach over our head with our left arm and gaze towards our left fingertips, feeling the stretch in the left side body. And keeping the left hip glued to the ground, so it's not coming off the ground, but it's rooted down. And just breathing here. On the inhale, we come back up. And on the exhale, we place the left arm down, either forearm or the palm. Inhale, reach the arm overhead, chest towards the sky, gaze towards the right fingertips. And breathe here, feel the stretch. On the inhale, we bring our arms back up. And on the exhale, we allow our arms to release down and forward, allowing our head to be heavy as well, and just relaxing for a few moments here. On the inhale, we're going to allow our spine to roll up. Head comes up last. And we're going to meet on all fours. So shoulders are above wrists. Fingers are spread wide and palms are gripping the mat. And the hips are above the knees. We want to make sure that our belly is not sinking here. So we're pushing against the mat. And on the inhale, we're going to arch our back, open our chest, and look up towards the sky. And on the exhale, we're going to tuck our tailbone under, bring our chin to our chest. Inhale, arch, and look up. And exhale, tuck your tailbone under, bring your chin to your chest. We're going to do a few more of these at your own pace. So if you want to go a little faster, if that feels good, you can do that, or go a little slower. Just warming up the spine. From here, we're going to come back to a neutral spine. We're going to tuck our toes under and just see if we can lift our knees for a moment. Pushing the mat away from us. And release. Again, tucking the toes under, we're going to lift up back to downward dog. And since it's our first downward dog, we can pedal the feet out. Taking 3 full breaths here. Maybe shaking our hips a little. On the next inhale, we want to bend our knees, look forward between our palms, and slowly walk to the front of our mat. On the inhale, we rest our palms on our shins, come up to half lift. And on the exhale, we allow our body to completely release, grabbing opposite elbows, maybe swaying from side to side, allowing our head to be heavy, relaxing all facial muscles. On the inhale, we're going to release our palms to the ground and roll up vertebrae after vertebrae. Our spine coming up last. We're going to bring our feet hip distance apart and parallel, tucking our pelvis under so we're not like banana backs. On the inhale, we're going to reach our arms up into the air, touch our palms. And on the exhale, we're going to come all the way down to Uttanasana, forward fold. On the inhale, we're going to come all the way up, Urdhva Hastasana. And on the exhale, come back to Uttanasana all the way down. Inhale, bend your knees, reach up. And exhale, lower down. Inhale all the way up. And exhale, dive all the way down. One more time, all the way up. And this time, bring your hands to heart, Anjali Mudra. From here, we're moving into Surya Namaskar, a few rounds of sun salutations. So on the inhale, again, we bring our arms all the way up, opening our chest. And on the exhale, we dive forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, hands on the shins, half lift. Exhale, we place the palms on the ground, either framing the feet or in front of our feet, and we step back to plank. So in plank, our fingers are spread wide, our shoulders are over our wrists, and the weight is slightly pushing back towards the heels. From here, we're going to drop our knees down, come all the way down to the mat. On the next inhale, we want to make sure that our wrists are below the shoulders and open up, keeping our elbows glued to our torso. On the exhale, we push the mat, bend our knees, lift our hips, and come back to downward dog. So feel free to bend your knees in downward dog. The point is not to have straight legs, but to have a straight back. So if this allows your back to be straight, that's completely fine. And with time, your heels will start to slowly move towards the mat. Breathe here. Feel as if you're stretching the mat between your hands and your feet. And on the next inhale, we're going to bend our knees, look forward, and come to the front of our mat. Inhaling for half lift. And exhaling all the way down. Inhale all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart. And again, inhale all the way up. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step or hop back to plank. Now from plank, either you can lower your knees and come down like we did before, or if you want to try chaturanga, we're going to come up, roll forward on the balls of our toes, bend our elbows 90 degrees. Inhale, flip our feet to the tops of our feet, and come up to upward dog. Exhale, we're going to tuck our toes under and push our hips up and back to downward dog. Pressing the mat, lifting our hips. And in downward dog, we want to make sure that there's an external rotation in our arms. So imagine as if your armpits are looking towards each other. On the inhale, bend your knees, come forward. Inhaling for half lift. And exhaling all the way down. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. And exhale, Anjali Mudra. Breathing here for a moment, closing your eyes, checking in. What's the energy like in your body? Is it moving faster than it was before? Maybe you feel heat in the body. Catching our breath. And our last vinyasa, we're going to inhale, reach our arms up and open. Maybe take a slight arch this time. Exhale, come forward all the way to Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, step or hop back to chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Now we're not going to stay in downward dog too long. This time, we're going to actually roll out. I'll do it on the other side so you can see better. This time, we're going to roll forward into plank. We're going to bring our right hand to the midline of our mat, roll onto the outside of our right foot. Take our left foot, bring it in front of us 90 degrees like this. Okay, if this is too easy for you, if you know this and it's too easy, then you can challenge yourself and place your left foot stacked on top of your right. Inhaling your arm up, gazing towards the fingertips, and breathing. Always making sure that your bottom hip is not sinking down, so it's pushing up. Imagining there's a string that's pulling up to the sky. And let your breath out, lowering your left hand down. Now bringing your left hand to the midline. Coming to the outside of your left foot. We're going to take the right foot, place it either 90 degrees or stack our right foot on top of our left. Inhaling up, gazing towards the right fingertips, lifting our hips high, pressing the ground underneath us, both with our palm and the outside of our left foot. And lower down, release. Now we're back in plank. We're going to lower our knees down, spread our knees wide, and allow our hips to just rest on our heels in child's pose for a few moments. Maybe taking some deep breaths. Feeling a little release. From child's pose, we're going to shift our weight forward again. This time our hips over our knees, but we're going to start to walk our palms out in front of us. And we're coming into puppy pose here. So we want to make sure, check in again, that our hips are over our knees and they're not coming either too back or too forward. Reaching our arms as forward as possible, opening up the shoulders. Maybe your forehead will come to the mat. Maybe your chin will come to the mat if your shoulders are really open. And just breathe here. On the next inhale, we're going to slowly walk our hands back. And tuck our toes under. Press back up to downward dog. Breathing here, 3 full breaths, pressing the mat up and back. Calves are trying to kiss the wall in back of us. If there is a wall in back of us, in my case, there's some stairs. Allowing your head to be heavy. And on the next inhale, we're going to bend our knees, look forward, step or hop to the front of our mat. Inhaling for half lift. And exhaling, forward fold. Inhale, reach the arms all the way up, opening the chest. And exhale for Anjali Mudra, hands to heart. So from here, we're going to keep our hands at our heart center. And we're going to inhale, reach up, and step our right leg back. Okay? From here, we're going to turn towards our right leg so that our right foot is facing forward, the long side of the mat, and our left foot is parallel to the short side of the mat. Inhale, lift the arms up, shoulders height. Exhale, pop the left hip back. Inhale, reach forward with the right arm, letting it lead us. And when you can't go anymore, release the right arm down and bring the left arm up. Chest is opening towards the left fingertips. And we're using the bottom right palm, the back of the palm, to push against the shin, and we can open the heart even more. Making sure that our core is not collapsing here. It's active. And on the inhale, we're going to allow ourselves to come back up. Exhaling, bending our front knee. Inhaling, reaching up again. And exhaling, resting our right forearm on our right front knee. And inhaling our left arm overhead, gazing towards the left fingertips. Making sure that our front knee is directly over our ankle, so it's not coming too back and too forward. Now imagine there's a line straight from the outer left foot to the top middle left finger. So we're feeling a stretch in the left side of the body. If you want more of a challenge, you can also place your right arm near your right foot here, or come into a bind if you like that. Otherwise, stay where you are. And inhale, we're gonna come back up, straighten the front knee, and allow our hands to drop to our hips. So we're bringing our feet parallel first, and then from this parallel position, we're gonna turn our toes slightly outward. Inhaling, opening our chest, drawing our shoulder blades towards each other. And on the exhale, we're gonna start to bend our knees, making sure that our knees are not caving inward, but they're pushing outward. Tucking our tailbone under here. We wanna make sure that we're also not leaning forward. So our heart is over our pelvis and our head is over our heart. Just breathing here. And from here, we can reach our arms out and come up to goddess pose. Breathing here, this is a fierce pose. A pose that invites us to connect to our willpower. And slowly release the pose. From here, we're going to bring our hands on our hips. Turn towards our left foot, making sure that our back foot is in line with the short side of the mat. And our left foot is in line with the long side of the mat. On the inhale, we're going to reach our arms up. Exhale, pop the right hip back. Inhale, reach forward as much as you can, and exhale, release. Sweeping the right arm up ahead and turning our chest towards the sky. Again, using our palm against our shin to open up. And breathing here. And we're going to inhale back up. Exhale, bend the knee in front of you, making sure that the knee is over the ankle. We're going to rest the left forearm on the left knee and sweep the right arm overhead, opening up towards the sky and breathing here. Also here, we want to make sure that our front knee is not caving inward, but it's reaching outward. And if you want here, you can also rest your left hand next to your left foot or come into a bind, up to you. Keeping your back foot always active. And on the inhale, we're going to come up and release the pose. This time bringing our legs parallel to each other. Taking a moment here to catch our breath. And on the inhale, we're going to draw our shoulder blades closer to each other, opening our chest. And on the exhale, we're going to come down forward with a straight back. Placing our palms either in the same line as our feet or slightly in front if we can't get there. We're going to press down through the ground. Inhale to half lift here. And on the exhale, we're going to dive deep into this wide-legged forward fold. Breathing here, keeping both legs active and seeing if maybe you can shift your weight slightly towards your toes. On the inhale, we're going to bring the hands to the hips and come all the way up with a straight back. This time, we're going to release our palms to the side and interlace our fingers behind our back. On the inhale, drawing the shoulder blades closer to one another. And on the exhale, coming down, the straight back, and bringing our arms overhead, feeling the stretch in our shoulders. And also here, we want to bring our palms closer to one another. So we don't want to open our palms out like this. We're going to draw them close to each other. And just breathe here. And on the next inhale, we're going to slowly release our arms and come back up with a straight back. Hands on the hips. Heel to our feet in towards one another. And we meet in the front of our mat. Anjali Mudra. Hands to heart. Taking a moment here, closing our eyes. Feeling the effects of the poses, the postures in our body. On the next inhale, we're going to step the right foot back again. This time we're going to turn all the way to the right foot. We're going to bend the front knee, lift our back heel, straighten it so our back heel is active. And we're going to inhale, lift our arms up to a high lunge. Breathing here for a moment. And on the next inhale, we're either going to take our palms to chest or keep them up like they were. And we're going to see if we can start shifting our weight towards our front leg. So we can play with it for a moment. See how that feels. See if we can maybe lift our foot off the ground. Maybe not. Maybe just a little bit. And see if we could bring it all the way up. Trying to bring our chest parallel to the ground. Maybe finding a point on the ground to focus on. Keeping our chest open. And also trying to keep our hips squared. So our left hip is going to have to come a little down here. And from here, releasing back down. Turning towards the left side. We're going to bend our front knee. Lift our back heel. Straighten our back leg. Activate both legs. On the inhale, reach up. And breathe here. High lunge. Now, either keeping our arms up here or bring them to prayer, we're going to start shifting the weight towards our left heel. Maybe we want to bring our foot a little closer in if that makes it easier. And see if we can lift it all the way up, creating a line from our head to our feet. Maybe finding a point of focus on the ground. And releasing. Meeting again in the front of the mat, closing our eyes. And from here, we're going to come to Vrikshasana, or tree pose. Keeping the hands on the hips. We're going to lift our left heel and start to feel the weight shifting towards our right foot. So we're rooting hard into the ground with our right foot. And then lifting our left knee up. We want to grab hold of our left ankle and place the sole of our left foot on the inside of our right thigh, pressing. So both legs are engaged here. Once we're here, we could bring our hands to heart. And we want to try, both legs are active, but we want to try and open our left hip. So our knee is kind of trying to get towards the back of the room. And if this is really easy for you, you can lift your arms up into the air. It helps to focus on a point on the wall in all balancing poses, but especially this one. Trying to bring some softness into this pose. So balancing poses really ground us because they bring us back into our body and out of our heads. But we can take them really seriously sometimes. So let's just try to be soft. Maybe smile a little. And gently release the foot. Maybe rolling out the right ankle, shaking it out a little bit. Hands on the hips. We're going to lift the right heel and shift the weight into our left foot. Strong leg, rooting into the ground. We're going to lift our right foot up, grab hold of the right ankle, and place the sole of the right foot on the inner left thigh. Once we're here and we feel balanced, we could bring our hands to prayer. Pressing into the left thigh, both legs active. focusing on a point on the wall. Maybe lifting our arms up if this is easy for us. And if you're more advanced and want more of a challenge, you can try to close your eyes. Remembering to breathe. Gently release your right foot. Now we're going to bring both feet about mat distance apart, toes facing outward. From here, we're going to bring our hands to prayer, and we're going to slowly start to squat down. You might have to bring your feet a little wider. And once we get all the way down, we're going to use our upper arms to press against our knees and our upper thighs and open our chest. So we should really feel the stretch here. Just breathing here for a few more moments. Making sure that our chest is open and our back is straight and we're not collapsing. And here, if you want a challenge, you could place your palms down in front of you. And this is only if you want. Bringing your knees towards your armpits. Let's see if we could shift our weight forward onto our arms. So pressing into the mat with our palms, maybe lifting one foot off the mat, maybe two. And releasing. And if you didn't get there, it's okay. There'll be many other opportunities. From here, we're going to place our left arm down. So it's straight under our right arm, straight under our right knee. We're going to lift our left arm up to the sky and open our chest. Breathing here. And releasing. This time, our left arm comes out straight to the left side. And we inhale our right arm up to the sky. Breathing here. And releasing. This time, palms come to the ground. We heel toe our feet in, straighten our knees, and release into a relaxing forward fold, grabbing opposite elbows, allowing the top of our body to completely release. Our head is heavy. Maybe we're swaying back and forth. Tuning back into our breath as an anchor. And on the inhale, we're going to release our arms and slowly roll up and meet in the front of our mat. From here, we're going to inhale our arms up towards the sky. Maybe a little arch here. And on the exhale, we're going to come straight forward with a straight back all the way to Uttanasana. Inhale for half lift, straighten the back. And exhale, step or hop back to Chaturanga. Inhaling for upward dog. And exhaling for downward dog. Stay here for a moment, pressing the mat away from you. And on the next inhale, we're going to lift the right leg straight up, not opening up our hips, so keeping our hips parallel to the ground. We're going to step our right foot in between our two palms and release the back heel down. On the inhale, we're going to sweep our arms up overhead. Maybe come back a little bit, feeling the stretch here in our hamstrings and in our hip flexor. And releasing our arms down. Now we're going to straighten the front leg. And if you have blocks with you, I don't know what props you all have or if you have any. So you don't have to do this with blocks. You can just do it with your hands. But if you do, this is how you would use them. So your hips are over your knees. Your right leg is out straight in front of you. On the inhale, we're going to open our chest. And on the exhale, we're going to try to bring our belly to our upper thigh. So there's no rounding the back here. We're not trying to get our nose to our knee, but we're trying to get as far forward as we can with a straight back. Breathing here and feeling the deep stretch. And release. Step our right foot down again. On the inhale, we're going to come all the way back up. And this time on the exhale, we're going to bring the left elbow to the outside of the right thigh, pressing our palms together so that they come towards our heart center, twisting here. And breathing, deep breaths. And if you want to challenge, you can also lift your back foot or stay where you are. And gently release. Pressing the palms down to frame your foot, creating some space, bringing the right foot to join the left in downward facing dog. Taking a breath here. And on the inhale, we're going to lift our left foot up to the sky. Not stacking our hips, keeping them parallel. Exhale, step the foot in between the palms, lowering the back knee. On the inhale, we're going to reach all the way up. Exhale, come down, frame the foot, straighten the front leg. And again, you could use your blocks here if you want, or some books. We're going to inhale, open our chest and straighten our back. And exhale, come down and forward. Actually, forward and down would be more correct. Deep breaths. And on the inhale, we're going to come up on our fingertips, step our left foot down again, inhaling our arms up. And this time, exhaling, our right upper arm comes to the outside of our left thigh, pressing our palms together so that they come towards the center of the chest, deepening the twist, and breathing here. Really trying to hear the end of each inhale and each exhale. And gently release your palms down, creating some space, and bringing your left foot back to join the right in downward dog. This time we're going to inhale our right foot up to the sky. But this time we're going to stack our right hip above the left. So we're actually opening our hips here and bending our knee. Maybe taking a peek under our left armpit and seeing our right toes. From here, we're going to sweep our knee through in between our palms, place it down, straighten the back leg, and come to prepare for pigeon pose. So in pigeon pose, we want to bring our front foot that's bent as parallel as we can to the front of our mat. So we don't want to overdo it here, but we want to see if we could heel toe our foot a little more to the front. Making sure that we're not collapsing on either side of our hips here. So we're balanced in the center. We're going to inhale, press into the ground, open our chest. And in the exhale, we're going to allow ourselves to release, maybe down to the elbows. And if you can go further, maybe you can rest your forehead on a block here. Or if you want a deeper stretch, you can rest on your palms. And just allowing yourself to surrender into this pose. We usually come to these poses with a lot of resistance. And these are poses that require a more gentle energy, a more feminine energy. Can't come into them with force. We have to meet that resistance and let it go. And when we allow ourselves to breathe into that resistance and let our hips open up, we're also allowing ourselves to feel the feelings that arise when we just accept life as it is, with the good things, with the difficult things. On the next inhale, we're going to press our palms into the mat, open up. And we're going to tuck our back toes under, create some space, pressing the mat with our palms, and bringing our right foot back to join the left in downward facing dog. I just want to check that the video is working because I haven't really checked in. So stay in downward dog for a moment. Jordan, maybe you give me a sign.
We're good. I can see you.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. From downward dog, this time we're going to lift our left leg up to the sky, opening our hips. So stacking our left hip on top of the right, bending our knee, maybe peeking under our right armpit, seeing if we could see our left toes, and then sweeping it through. The knee comes down, straightening the back leg, seeing if we could heel toe the left foot more towards the front of the mat, and making sure our hips are not collapsing to either side. We're going to inhale, press our fingertips into the mat, open our chest, and exhale, relax forward, either on your elbows, on a block, or come all the way down to your palms. Taking deep breaths, relaxing into this pose. Creating space for whatever might come up here. We store our emotions in our hips. So sometimes in these poses, things might come up. So let's try to allow them to be. And on the next inhale, we're going to press our palms into the ground again. Coming up, tucking our back toes under, we're going to press our palms into the mat, create space, and bring our left foot back to join the right in downward dog. Now from downward dog, we can either bend our knees and lower them down, or we can hop to seated if you want. I'm just going to walk my feet forward, bring them straight out in front of me, straightening my back and pressing down. Breathing here. And on the inhale, we're going to lift our arms up overhead. Exhale, we're going to reach as forward as possible. Once you've reached as far forward as you can grab whatever's in front of you, whether it's your shins, your clothes, your feet, your toes, whatever works for you. And then once you've gone as forward as you can, we can release the head. Just breathing here without any force. Just allowing yourself to be where you are today. And on the next inhale, we're going to slowly come up. This time bringing the right foot, the sole of the right foot, to touch the inside of the left thigh, kind of like in tree pose, just this time we're sitting. And same thing here, on the inhale, we're gonna reach up, keeping our back straight. And then the exhale, we're gonna reach as forward as we can until we can't go anymore. And then we're gonna release our belly down to our thigh. And lastly, release our head down. So it doesn't matter how far forward you come here, as long as you're feeling a stretch. On the inhale, we're gonna come back up and we're gonna switch legs. So straighten the right leg. Bend the left knee so that the left sole is on the inside of the right thigh in a sitting tree pose. On the inhale, we're gonna reach our arms up overhead. And on the exhale, we're gonna reach as forward as we can. And then releasing our hands, releasing our head. And in these poses, we want to keep our feet flexed because when we're doing deep stretches, we want our muscles to be active. Otherwise, we get injuries. So flex your right foot if it hasn't already been flexed. And breathing here. On the inhale, we come back up. And this time we're going to straighten both legs out in front of us. And we're going to bend our right knee so that the sole of our foot is on the mat, about 4 fingers distance away from our left thigh. We're going to hug our knee and allow our back to straighten. Inhale, right arm comes up. Exhale, it comes behind us, supporting our spine. We're not collapsing into it, but it's supporting our spine to be straight. Inhale again, lift the left arm up to the sky. And on the exhale, either we hug our knee in and twist, or we bring our elbow to the outside of our right knee, palm facing up, and twist this way. Keeping the left foot flexed in front of us. With every inhale, allowing our spine to lengthen upward. And with every exhale, we allow ourselves to twist a little bit deeper into the pose. Gazing over the right shoulder. And releasing. Straightening our right leg and bending our left. Sole comes about 4 fingers away from the right thigh. We could hug our knee in, allow our back to straighten. Inhaling the left arm up overhead and exhaling, placing it behind us as a support. Inhaling the right arm up overhead, either hugging the knee in or bringing the elbow to the outside of the left thigh and twisting into the pose. Keeping the right foot flexed. Inhaling, lengthening. Exhaling, twisting deeper. Coming back to our breath. And gently releasing the pose. This time we're going to bring the soles of our feet together. It might be better if I show you from here. And we're going to grab our feet with our palms. Inhale, bringing our shoulders back and opening our chest. And exhale, we're going to come forward, forward and down. So again, here we're not trying to round our back. We're trying to come forward with a straight back. So it doesn't matter where you get to. Maybe you want to bring your elbows outside of your shins. It might allow you to go a little bit deeper. Breathing here, feeling the stretch in the hips and the groin, allowing it to open up and relaxing into it. And then inhale, we come back up. And this time we're going to come and sit on our knees. So however is comfortable for you, I'm just going to bring my feet back. And from here, we're going to bring our knees about hip distance apart, and we're going to tuck our toes under like this. So we're sitting on our heels. From this place, we're going to lift up all the way, lifting our hips, placing our hands on our hips, and drawing the shoulder blades closer to one another. So we're going to come into camel pose or ustrasana. And in this pose, it's a back bend, and the most important thing is that our pelvis is glued to the front. So we want to imagine as if there's a wall, imaginary wall right here. When I go back, my pelvis doesn't move back. It stays there, glued to the wall, okay? And we can also imagine as if there's like a huge exercise ball right behind my body, and I'm trying to go up and over the ball. So on the inhale, again, we draw our shoulders together, opening our chest, and on the exhale, we come up and over, keeping our pelvis forward. From here, if you want to go deeper, you can grab your heels, opening the chest even more, feeling that shoulder stretch, pressing your pelvis towards the front, and lastly, letting your chin drop back. And if you feel a strain in your neck, you can bring your chin back forward. Breathing here. Releasing your chin forward towards your chest. Releasing your arms, coming back, and sitting back down on your heels. From here, we're going to interlace our fingers behind our back, inhaling to open. And exhaling, we're falling forward, allowing our body to relax, bringing our arms over our head as far as we can without any force. Finding a breath here. And stay here for a couple more moments. And slowly start to release the pose. Coming back up to sit on your knees. Closing your eyes and resting your palms. Exercise for a moment. Checking in again with your body. From here, we're going to lift our right arm up overhead and bend our elbow so that our right palm is trying to reach towards the center of our back. And if we want, we can use our left palm to help the right elbow come more straight, more parallel to the side of our body. From here, we take our left arm, sweep it underneath, either meet our right hand, maybe meeting the fingertips. Maybe if our shoulders are a bit tight, we grab the shirt, or if you have a strap handy next to you somewhere. And if our fingers are already touching, then we're going to try to lift our chin and open our chest even more. Breathing here wherever we are. And gently release the left arm. Gently release the right. This time we're going to inhale the left arm up overhead. Bending the elbow, using the right palm to help assist our left elbow to come more straight, parallel to the side of our body, and our left Palm is reaching towards the center of our back. From here, we're going to sweep our right arm underneath. And usually this side is more difficult for most people that are righties, that are right-handed. So you can grab your shirt, or if you can reach your fingertips. And just breathing here. Gently releasing the left arm and then releasing the right. I just did the opposite. All right, we're gonna come to lie on our backs. Bringing our knees to our chest. Hugging our knees in and maybe rolling around a little bit, massaging our lower back. Maybe making some circles around the sacrum, if that feels nice for you. From here, we're going to place our palms down on the mat, pressing into the mat, and see if we could lift our hips up off the mat, resting our knees on our forehead for a moment. And if this feels uncomfortable, you might want to place a folded blanket under your back, and it will end by your shoulders, just to create some more support and less pressure on the neck. From here, we're going to place our palms to the lower back, and we're going to try to see how close our elbows can come in towards one another. And then stop there. Once they're in this place and you're supporting your lower back, we're going to see if we could straighten our legs upward towards the sky. Our chest coming towards our chin. Maybe we could lift a bit higher here. Activating both legs, point on both feet. This is a relaxing pose, oxygenating the brain, increasing relaxation, focus. And from this place, we're going to come to bend our knees again, rest our knees on our forehead. Or from this place, we lower down all the way to plow pose or halasana, interlacing our fingers behind our back and bringing our feet down behind our head. If this feels too much for you, no worries. Just rest your knees on your forehead. If you feel that you're almost there and it's not too much for you, you can also place a block behind your head under your feet. And just breathe here. Try not to look at the camera while you're in this pose, because twisting your neck is not a good idea in these poses. And gently lower your knees to the sides of your ears. Ear pressure pose. Somebody pressing against your ears. From here, we're going to rest our knees again on our forehead. Place our palms on our lower back and help guide our hips towards the mat again. This time grabbing the outer edges of each foot with our palms. So from here, we want to bring our ankles over our knees so that our ankles and our knees are both at a 90-degree angle as much as we can. And it also helps to open the hips when you bring your elbows to the inside of your legs. So we have a wider opening here. Take a deep inhale. And a deep exhale, place slight pressure down towards the ground. Pressing your heels towards the ground, feeling the hips opening up. And if you want here, you can sway a bit from side to side. Little massage for the lower back. Bring the soles of your feet together. And here, if you're very flexible, you can also come into lotus position and place the lotus down with your palms facing up. Otherwise, we're going to bring the soles of our feet together and just come down to relax towards the ground. Palms are facing up, slightly away from the body. Taking a deep breath, allowing ourselves to begin releasing. The back of our neck is long. Letting go. Inhaling lightness and calm. And exhaling, releasing any tension that might be left in the body. From here, we're going to move slowly into Shavasana. So we're going to straighten our feet out in front of us. About mat distance apart, our toes fall outward. Our arms can stay in the same place, making sure that the back of our neck is long, the chin is slightly tucked in. We allow our chest to open. Allow your facial muscles to completely relax here, your jaw, your eyelids, your tongue, the space between your eyebrows. Relaxing your entire face. Feeling your body sinking heavier into the ground. Allowing ourselves to feel the benefits of this practice. Letting our thoughts go and just tuning into the body. Release. We're going to gently start to bring some movement back into our fingers and our toes. And if you feel the need to extend your Shavasana, definitely feel free. Otherwise, feeling movement come back into the body. Maybe lifting our arms up overhead, interlacing our fingers and having one last full body stretch, pointing our toes. And coming to roll onto our right side in fetal position, hugging in our knees. Taking a few moments here. And using your left palm to help you press into the ground, come up to seated position with your eyes closed. Bringing your palms to heart center and lightly bowing your chin down. Thanking yourself for this practice and thanking the others around you that came to this practice to share in this collective energy that's happening virtually, but still happening. Thank you all. Namaste. I hope you all have a great night and hope to see you back here soon.